In this video, I'm going to explain what my channel Steady Self-Improvement is all about. One of the key lessons I've learned about self-improvement is that if you start doing new positive things, eventually they become habits. And then when they become habits, it really doesn't take as much effort or willpower to keep doing them. And then over time, the benefits you get from doing those things just compounds, and ultimately you can make changes in your life that at some point you thought were completely impossible because they were so difficult, you'd failed so many times, it just seemed like you couldn't do them. But the key to unlocking those things, the key to actually making those really big changes, is just to keep doing them over a long period of time. And to do that, you have to believe in that system. You have to have faith that it is going to work, and it will. This lesson only really became apparent to me much later in life, which is a shame. But before that, I made a lot of mistakes. Many of them common mistakes a lot of people make. I fell into many of the traps that are out there. After a difficult childhood, I really wasn't taught many things about how to survive in the world, how to look after myself, how to improve myself even. And I didn't have the greatest start in life, and I learned a lot of lessons the hard way, and I fell into many of the typical traps. I gained some addictions when I was quite young. I fell into gambling, I used to be a smoker, and I used to drink too much alcohol. And I used those things as a crutch to lean on when I was struggling in life. And I came to a point in life where I had to change those habits. I had to get rid of them, because otherwise they were going to be the defining story of my whole life, and that's not a good place to be. So I had to learn that lesson. I had to learn by trying to make small changes, and I guess the first really important change I made was when I discovered personal fitness, when I started going to the gym a lot. What I discovered pretty much by accident is that fitness and strength training is a keystone habit. And what that means is that when you just do it habitually, when you get to the stage where you can't live without training regularly, then it's the key that unlocks the door for changing many other habits. I mean, for example, when you train regularly, you develop a really healthy appetite. And if you, like me, were someone who had problems with food, I was a very fussy eater, what some people call a picky eater. I had a very poor diet, didn't have proper nutrition. I was pretty emaciated and thin when I was young. I hardly ate anything. And in my 30s, when I discovered personal training, it made it much easier for me to break the habits of a lifetime, to change all these bad habits I had regarding eating, and to start eating properly. Secondly, training regularly is going to help you to sleep better. And these three things, fitness, diet, and sleep, are just key to everything that you do in your life. Everything that you want to do, you will do it better if you work on those three things. And the first one is personal fitness. If you work on your fitness and your strength, then that will help you to improve your diet and your sleep. So those are the three key things on my video channel that I talk about the most, is how to improve those things, and how those three things together can make a huge difference to everything else you're doing, because they're going to make them, between 10 to 30% easier. If you want to improve something in your diet, if you want to change a habit, then doing more fitness and strength training is going to help you to do that. Making it more of an ingrained habit is going to help you to do that. Those three things, better fitness, better sleep, and better diet and nutrition, they're a key part of what I talk about on my channel, and I share lessons about how I was able to improve those things in my life, coming from a really low starting point, being really, really poor at all of those things, how I improve them. And on top of those three things, there's two other areas that tie in totally with improving your life. And the first one is the mental side of things. That's habit building, getting rid of bad habits and building better ones to replace them. And just understanding more about psychology, understanding human nature, the whole mental side of things. And the fifth one is environment, how environment can affect the way you feel and affect how you perform. So a big part of that for me is to think about the environment you're putting yourself in, which, if you look where I'm filming this is somewhere where it doesn't get much better than this. You know, being outdoors in a beautiful place in nature when it's calm and all the noises are just natural noises of the birds and the trees and the river flowing past behind me. These can be really healing, and there's lots of reasons for that. And I go quite deeply into that on my channel, into things to do with evolutionary mismatch, which is about how the advanced modern world that we live in has many, many benefits. You know, the camera that I'm talking to now, the internet that I'm going to be uploading this video to, there are huge benefits, but these changes have happened really quickly. And as human beings, we can't evolve quickly enough to catch up with the technology, with the changes in our environment, with the changes in the world we're living in, with how that affects us, the pressure it puts on us. It's difficult to deal with it. And one of the things I've been looking really closely into, and I'm still looking into it all the time and trying to understand more about it, is how we can use changes in our environment to balance out some of the things that we have to deal with in the modern world that we're not able to change very easily. So for example, if you have to spend a lot of time in a city, in a very noisy, overwhelming environment where you're overstimulated, then I believe it's really important to try and counterbalance that by going to environments that are completely the opposite and spending time in those environments just to reset yourself, to take care of your nervous system. Your nervous system is just one of the most important things that we can pay attention to understand, and to try and improve how we look after our nervous system so that it works to our advantage to the best, so that we can deal with difficult situations by lowering the difficulty when we're able to. So this is something I'm going to talk about a lot on this channel, and I'm going to go quite deeply into it, but I'm not an expert on these things. I'm someone who has found myself in a position where I've been forced to try and learn about them because of how the environment I've been living in has been affecting me and holding me back, basically. So I'm reading some books on this topic, I'm testing things out all the time and reporting back what I find out, what works for me, what I can learn about this, because I just don't think people are talking about it enough. I don't think people understand this well enough. And I think a lot of people are probably like me, where the modern world, the environments we have to put ourselves in because we can't avoid it, it's basically causing low-level stress. It's dysregulating our nervous system, and that is making life harder for us. And for some people like me, for example, I'm pretty sure it's been holding me back most of my life, and I wasn't aware of this. I didn't understand it, and I didn't know what I could do to make things better. I just tried the best I could, but my nervous system has been dysregulated most of my life since I was very, very young, and I've spent most of my life trying to cope, trying to work out ways that I can just survive in this world and have a reasonable life. And I haven't been particularly good at that, and I'm still searching for the solution. So it's late in life. I'm not a young man anymore, but I'm getting closer to knowing the answers to this, to understanding myself and understanding the world that I live in and how I'm interacting with it and how it's affecting me. and how I can improve myself to have better outcomes in all the things that I do in the world. If I try and explain which kind of people will probably find most benefit from my channel, then I guess if you're like me, if you've fallen into many of the traps that are out there in life, such as smoking, drinking, gambling, these habits and addictions that are out there, I think if you're like me and you started out in life on the wrong foot and you were always a little bit behind everybody else, I think it's very easy to fall in those traps. And then when you fall in those traps, it's even harder then to catch up with the rest of the world. And ultimately, the world isn't very sympathetic to people who fall into those traps. They tend to see it that you're seeking pleasure, and they don't understand that most of the time you're actually just trying to ease the pain that you're feeling internally, the emotional pain that you might be going through. And this is why people fall into those holes. And I managed to climb out of some of those. It took many years and a lot of trial and error, a lot of effort, but eventually I climbed out of them. I don't smoke anymore. I don't drink anymore. I don't gamble anymore. And I'm going to talk about those things quite a lot on the way that I made those changes. There will be plenty of things on this channel for people who are either still stuck in those holes and need to climb out of them, or have started climbing out of them and want to hear from somebody else about how they did it, and then how they built their life afterwards when they've spent most of their life using these things to lean on when life got too much for them. What do you do afterwards? What's life like when you're completely sober all of the time and you don't have all of these crutches to lean on? So this channel might be suitable for people who feel overwhelmed by the world, overwhelmed by what's going on in the world right now. And my focus and the focus of this channel is that there are many things in the world that you can't change and you can't control, but there are things that you can, and most of them relate to yourself. They relate to the choices you make, the places you put yourself, the things you do. And what I like to talk about is how to make better choices, how to build better habits, and how to take control of those things that you can control. Make yourself a better person, a stronger person who's more capable of dealing with the challenges that typically come in life and the ones that may be coming along that you can't foresee. We're living in interesting times, we're living in difficult times, and I think it's really important that people, particularly people of my age, and I'm 57, stay strong and healthy as much as they can. Take control of things, get rid of bad habits, and learn how to build better ones, because I don't know what the future holds, but I think it's going to be quite challenging in terms of work, in terms of society. And I think the best thing most people could do right now is to make themselves as resilient as possible, more capable of adapting to change, being strong, being healthy as possible, and to stop doing the things that make you less healthy, the things that you don't need to do but you're doing habitually. You're doing them because you always did them. You're doing them because they're what's familiar, but you know they're not the right thing to do. Eating bad food, eating food for emotional reasons, not because it's what your body needs. Those kind of things. So in the last part of this video, I just want to talk about some of the themes that run through my channel. So one of them is guidelines rather than rules. With my self-improvement, what I found is that sometimes setting rules isn't the right way to go, because sometimes when you try and set hard and fast rules, if you say, I'm going to do this 5 times a week, it becomes impossible. By setting such a hard and fast rule, part of you rebels against that and says, I don't want to be tied down to these hard and fast rules when I don't necessarily need to be. So I find it's much better to go with guidelines. And when you go with guidelines, one of the things that I would say is that you expect failure, allow yourself to fail. Very often when I'm trying to change habits or when I'm trying to build a new habit, what I do is I set myself a guideline or I set myself a target, and at some point I will completely blow out. I will completely, so if I wanted to stop eating something because I'm eating something that's unhealthy, I might stop eating it for 4 days, and then on the 5th day I have a blowout. I've tried so hard for 4 days, I just can't take it anymore, and I just eat far too much of that thing. And then the 6th day, I just go back to it again. I just go back to the guideline and go, okay, let's try. And what tends to happen is if you manage 4 days the first time, then it's 5 days the second time, and then it's 6 days, and then you can see over time what happens is it becomes easier to last longer until the point where you're lasting forever. But you don't do that by saying, I'm going to give this up and I'm never going to have it again. You can set yourself that as the long-term goal. But within that, when you start trying to cut it out, you might find that after 4 days, you completely fail. But it's not a complete fail because you did 4 days where you didn't have it at all. So you're practicing not having it, and you practice it for 4 days and you only fail for 1 day. So then you get back on the horse and you get on the 6th day, you're not having it again, and you try and beat that 4-day target. So that's one of the things that run through the way I do things, is try and understand that when you try and make hard and fast rules, it's sometimes too much pressure, it's sometimes too difficult. So go easy on yourself. Make guidelines instead of rules. Another thing with my self-improvement is probabilities over certainties. And this primarily relates to learning. Learning is a huge part of self-improvement, and you can get caught up in trying to get to the bottom of things. And if you're using the internet, then very often you can find 2 different authority figures telling you 2 completely different things that oppose each other and contradict each other, and they're both right. And you can spend forever trying to get to the bottom to find out what is exactly 100% right. So don't do it. Don't try to. Just try to get enough knowledge so that you think on the balance of probabilities, this is the best way to go. And that's the way I try and do things, because too many times I found I was getting caught up in trying to get to the bottom of things and studying and just keep going forever. When life isn't like that, it's not so cut and dry. So it's a skill that you develop. You develop the skill to be able to work out how, on the balance of probabilities, this would be the best way to go. One of the other things with my self-improvement is about tracking what you do. So I make small notes on my computer each day about how long I slept for, if I woke up in the night, what time it was, what I did to get back to sleep, whether it was difficult to get back to sleep or not. I track my fitness, what exercises I'm doing, how long I did them for, anything of interest, like whether it was really difficult that day or not. And then I can look at these notes and I can learn lessons from them. I can think, well, training was difficult because I did this the day before, or I ate this the day before and I could feel it in my stomach when I was running and I couldn't run as well, or whatever it was. By tracking things in a very simple way, making some notes, you can connect things together and you can learn lessons, and then you can improve your life. So that's the short introduction to my channel. I do have a longer version which you can watch if you click here, but thank you for watching this one. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe this video,